Name.
I am Valerie Bean,
Age.
44,
Occupation.
teacher.
Can you briefly describe to me what it is that you do in your job? What are your daily duties and responsibilities?
I teach grade 6, math, science, social studies, phys ed, health and art. So I greet my kids at the door in the morning. I teach them for the entire day, usually have yard duty at least once a day. Sometimes might be coaching a team, like right now coaching volleyball. When the day is done, I still have to do work, planning for the next day, maybe marking. We have a curriculum that you have to follow, so you have to make sure in each of your units that you plan, that you follow all the guidelines, and so on.
When you were in high school, what was your dream job?
When I was in grade 7, my dream job was to be a hairdresser, and then I wasn't sure. I thought maybe a doctor, maybe an economist, and then probably in about my second or third year at university I decided to be a teacher.
Did you have a plan in mind to achieve that goal? How was it? How successful were you in following this plan?
I didn't really have a plan. I just knew I wanted to go to university. I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to do. So for the first couple of years I took just general courses to kind of see what I liked. And then luckily in my third year I decided to be a teacher, and so I did a 5-year concurrent education program. So I went to university for 5 years. It's different than the program here in Ontario. So the courses I did in the first 2 years all counted towards my degree. So then once I got into the third year, then I followed the plan that they had outlined for the education faculty.
After high school, which of these was a part of your post-secondary experience? Workforce, community living, apprenticeship, college, university, internship, or none of the above?
University.
Are you currently employed in the dream job that you thought you were going to have in high school? If not, why not?
I wouldn't really say yes, but I wouldn't really say no, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I thought about being a teacher. I always had a great relationship with my teachers in high school, so I thought it would be a good job. Great job, especially if you want to have kids, because you'd be home with them all the summer and off when they're off. I would say I really enjoy my job. I'm happy to go to work every day, so it's something, yeah, for sure that I enjoy.
Do you have post-secondary degree or diploma? If so, how useful was it in obtaining the job you currently have? Furthermore, are you working in the field for which you trained or educated? If not, why not?
Yes, I am working in the field that I trained for. I trained to be a teacher. I do have a bachelor degree for teaching, and then that is what I am working, or that is what I'm using for my job. I wouldn't be able to teach without it.
How did you get your first post-secondary job or career? Was it through an advertised position, or by word of mouth?
I would say in the beginning you have to kind of market yourself. So you have to go out. I had to go out, and when I first moved to Ontario I was living in Kitchener-Waterloo area, so I didn't know anybody. Jobs for teaching aren't necessarily advertised in the newspaper or anything like that, so I had to try and get on the Board of Education supply lists. So I had to apply for those, and then the best thing to do for me was to go around and introduce yourself in person to different principals, and then by word of mouth and by knowing who you are, they start to get you more jobs. And you gotta take out your cookies.
I'll do that.
And yeah, so I'd say my first job came by going around and introducing myself, and then Also, when I first came to Goderich, I did a lot of volunteer work in the schools, which is what landed me my first job in the, it was then Huron County Board of Education, but it's now the Avon-Maitland Board of Education. So volunteer work, and definitely market yourself.
Are you still employed in the same job, in that same job or career? If so, how many years have you been employed there? Do you still see yourself working there 5 or 10 years from now?
I am still working in the teaching field. I have been teaching now for almost 22 years, 21 years. I definitely continue to see myself teaching for another 10 years, and in 10 years' time, I'm eligible to retire.
Have changes in technology affected your job? If so, how have they affected it?
Technology's changed tremendously over the last 22 years. When I first came out of university, there wasn't even internet, and computers were really kind of just coming onto the scene. So when I first started teaching in schools, there weren't really any computers that were being used. Report cards, all those type of things were still handwritten. So that's certainly one thing that's changed. Communication with parents has changed. I communicate with all the parents in my class now through email most of the time, or texting. Parents can have a lot more information now because everything's available, or for the most part, online. Teaching has changed. Kids know so much more now than they did so many years ago. They've got so much more information at their fingertips with their iPods, laptops, iPads, whatever. We have sets of netbooks for our classroom. We have sets of iPads, several sets of iPads within our school to use. So instead of relying on books so much anymore, we definitely rely a lot more on technology, which is the future for kids.
If you had one word of advice for a young person who is starting to plan his or her future career, what would it be?
It would be take the time now to do well in school, because it counts. There's no rush to go into the rest of your life, so I mean, go into it as soon as you're done school, but there's no panic. I mean, you don't have to decide in grade 10 what you're going to be for the rest of your life. You probably don't even know, and it might be something that you've never even thought of. There will probably be jobs available for many of you that aren't even created yet, because the way the world is changing with technology so quickly. Just try your best. I advise people to get out there if you're not sure. Maybe do some volunteer work in areas that you might be interested in, maybe co-op, see if there's something that you can find that interests you, and find something that will certainly, that you'll be happy doing for a long time, because you'll be doing it for a long time.